Hey y'all, today I'm gonna show y'all a super easy way to do a mid drop fade, man. So let's get into it, man. So we gonna start off by knocking his hair down with the one open with the red pros. I choose to use the red pros because they cut down hair like butter, not gonna lie. And once it's cut down to one length, what you wanna do is you wanna put in your first guideline. I choose to use trimmers because it's easier and it's more efficient. But if you know you can't get out that guideline with the trimmers, then don't use trimmers. Use a clipper. Alright, so now we're gonna start the fade, man. I'm going in with the lever all the way open and I'm going up about a finger's length. Now I'm gonna keep going over the same thing because I wanna make sure that it's all the same length. That's how we're gonna make sure that this blend is super crispy, by taking our time and making sure everything is looking how it should look. Now I close the clippers all the way and I tap at that bottom guideline to get it out. This is the guideline we put in with our trimmers, so close should take it all the way out. And you ain't gotta push it up too far, just tap at it. Now I'll open the lever halfway and I'm gonna go halfway into the blend. So I go halfway into that first guideline basically. And this should blend it all the way out. It should make it look crispy. Now you might have to do a little detail work, but that's normal. As you see, I'm changing the lever and playing the lever as well. So play with the lever and make sure everything is blended. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it gradient. Next, I grab the 1.5 guard and I open it up all the way, and we're gonna start blending down now. Because I use the one open on top, this 1.5 open is gonna blend in going up. But you gotta flick into it. Use the ridge. Flick out at the ridge. Don't flick out or too early. Flick out right at the ridge. Now I close it halfway. And essentially this is gonna be the same process throughout the whole fade. I'm gonna go open, half to close. So if you watch closely, every time I close the lever a little bit, I drop down a little bit. So I just close it all the way and I drop down a little bit lower than I was last time. Basically all you're gonna do is just keep dropping down as the lever goes up. And after you finish with the 1.5 guard, this is how it should look. Next you're gonna grab that one guard and open the lever all the way. We're gonna repeat the same exact steps. So you're gonna flick into that 1.5 guard closed. Now we close that lever halfway and we drop down a little bit more. As you see, I keep on going over the same thing because I'm gonna make sure it's all the same length, like I said. Now we close it all the way and we drop down a little bit more. Now this should kind of knock out that bottom guideline, not all the way, but it'll soften it up for you for sure. And as you see, I'm playing with the lever to make sure that it's all the same length. Now after these steps, this is how it should look. Next we're gonna grab the half guard and open it all the way and repeat the same exact steps. So in my head, how I view this half guard, it's an eraser guard. You feel me? This is gonna erase the bottom guideline, and essentially it can erase any guideline if you use the corner. And as you see, I'm dropping it and I'm dropping it a little lower. I'm dropping the lever and I'm going a little bit lower. But honestly, with this half guard, this is gonna bring the whole fade together. As you see at top, I do got a little bit of bulk at top, but I'm gonna come back after this half guard and take that out. And one thing I want you to be aware of, I keep brushing, you know what I'm saying? I flick and then brush. You see this? Brush. You know what I'm saying? Next, I grab the one guard and I'm gonna close it all the way and I'm gonna come down with the grain to blend it a little bit more. It's not gonna knock out any guidelines, but it's gonna blend it and smooth it out a little bit more so that transition is flawless. Now I'm gonna grab the 2 guard and I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna go all the way up above the ridge to blend it in. Now the 2 guard ain't gonna do too much, but it's gonna ensure that it's blended. Now I got the 1.5 guard again all the way open and I'm flicking in to where that 1 guard close was going. And I'm gonna keep on dropping the guard and doing the same thing until that's blended out. And as you're gonna see, it's gonna get blended out crispily. Watch. And like I said before, you see how I keep on brushing. Like, I can't overly exaggerate the brush. Like, brushing is important because it's going to lay the hair back down to where it's going to sit once you get done fading. So keep on brushing that thing down for sure. And one more thing I want to make sure of, you see I keep playing with the lever. That's because I see things. As you see things, play with the lever and take it out. You know where you was last. That's the good thing about this system, is because you can recall where you were last. Now I got the 1 guard and I'm all the way open and I'm using half of the blade. You see how I pointed at it? I'm only using the corner. So right now this is detail work. I'm about to detail it all out and bring the blend all together. Watch this. And let me know if y'all want a separate video on detail work, because detail work is what's probably going to separate you and the other barbers in your city and in your shop. Now that we on the other side, y'all know what I did already. So we gonna tap into the word real quick while y'all watch, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can watch and listen, you know what I'm saying? Now, as I'm shaping this bald fade, I'm reminded of how God shapes our lives. Just how I'm being patient, being intentional, and using precision, God is the same thing with us. Like a clean fade brings confidence, Jesus brings us restoration. No matter how rough life looks, when we place our lives in his hands, he fades out the darkness and gives us a fresh start. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away and the new has come. So while I'm cutting hair, I'm not just transforming appearances. I'm standing in purpose and I'm using my gifts to reflect God's love. And just how this overly crispy fade is built on the right foundation, we have to build our life on the right foundation as well. And that right foundation is Jesus Christ. Now, most barbers make a lot of fast money, you know what I'm saying? And we use that fast money to smoke, to drink, to party, to trick. But instead of doing that, how about we focus our life on Christ? The moral of this message is, man, allow your life to be centered in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're following Christ and putting him as the head of everything. Money come and goes, you know what I'm saying? But God never comes and goes. God always comes. God is always reaching his hand out to you. You just gotta accept his hand and follow his ways. Hey man, as y'all see, bro, this fade coming out stupidly clean, bro. Now, my brother likes his beard a little bit lower, so we're gonna come in with the one guard all the way open, and we're just gonna knock it down all evenly. Make sure you're going over the same thing, because you want it all to be even. And when you got a client like him, he's very particular, so you gotta make sure for real, like, keep going over it so he can feel that you're going over it, you know what I'm saying? Now, a little something different that I do on the hairline is I make it a little bit lower, just so it can last a little bit longer. And as we see right here, he has a calic, so I'm gonna use this razor comb and get it all the way out. The reason behind me using the razor comb is simply because it takes off less hair. So right here, we're gonna use some flex foam just to prep the hairline and clean the scalp a little bit more. This essentially is the same thing as shaving cream. Now I use the hot towel on top of that just so the skin can absorb all the nutrients inside the flex foam and it opens its pores at the same time. Now I sprayed rose water on top of the towel because it smells good and it has healthy skin benefits as well, so you can't lose. Now this is one of my priority clients, so I'm gonna go above and beyond for my dog. So after the hot towel, I come in with some holding spray just to lock the hairs in the same place as I'm lining them up. Now as you see when I'm pointing at, he has a little bit of a light spot right there, so we gonna ghost it. Ghosting means you're gonna put a line there anyways where there's no hair at, and then we gonna spray it in later with enhancements. He does ask for enhancements, so I'm gonna give him enhancements for sure. Now I do got some bad news, man. I missed the whole lineup. Like I thought I turned the camera on, but I'm assuming I didn't, or either cut off. But y'all see how crispy him is? It's not all the way straight right now, but I'm gonna come back later and detail it up and make it all the way crispy. Watch. Now a lot of people struggle with fading this beard. Literally it's the same exact thing as fading the side, but you're going down with it. Do the same exact steps, the same exact guards, but go down with it. It's literally simple. Watch. And like I'm showing you here, I'm literally using half of the blade. I'm using the corner. And as I was lining my guy up, I saw that this side was not blended all the way. It had a little faint line at the bottom. So I'm gonna detail this out right now. And now before we put the enhancements on, we're gonna make sure this line is crispy as possible. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going over it again to make sure it's crispy. And now we hit him with the razor. It might look like I'm going hard, but I'm really not. Like, my hand is actually soft. The only reason it looks like I'm going hard because he's on the phone and I gotta pull the skin tight, and his jaw is moving as I'm cutting him. So you feel me? It look like I'm scraping a little bit hard, but I'm actually not. My hand is real light. With the razor, you don't gotta press hard at all. Allow the razor to do the work. And now here we're applying enhancements. Before I do enhancements, I always ask my client, do you want it heavy or do you want it more natural looking? Because he comes every week, I already know what he wants. He likes his a little darker and a little more heavy. So you do that, you do as he say. But it's still a way to look darker enhancements, look natural. As we see here, I'm staying back and I'm allowing the spray to fall on his head lightly. I'm not too close, I ain't too far either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just allowing the spray to fall on his head lightly. Now after an enhancements, I do add fibers because fibers is going to give his hair more of a natural look, because fibers is going to add hair fibers on top of the hair. And after you add the fibers, you want to make sure it's crispy again. Go ahead and reline it up, but be light because you could damage the skin by keep going over it the same spot over and over again. Now I'm using a pencil, but I'm going lightly with the pencil. I'm not pressing hard at all, I'm just going real light. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a trimmer that can blend this out, and I'm gonna blend it out with the trimmer, and then I'm gonna go back over it with the razor because the razor is gonna make it look more natural, as you see here. Now essentially this is the final cut, man. We going over things, detailing it up, making sure things are perfect, you know what I'm saying? Well, ain't no haircut gonna be perfect, but making sure it look good when you walk out. Hey man, let me know in the comments how I did, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. But like I said before, man, you're not watching a haircut. You're actually witnessing a calling. Let your gift glorify God. That's why God gave it. Hey, I'm gonna answer all comments, so please let me know what y'all think. If you got any questions, man, just let me know and I'm gonna get right to you. Let's do it.